Hi everyone, it's me. So welcome to the kitchen and another installment of why am I doing this? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian, but I live here in England and I've never made a pork pie. And the thought of making one makes me break out in cold sweats. So that's what we're gonna do today. Now I've got my recipes here on my computer. I'll put the links in the description down below in case you want to try them. We are making mini pork pies this time because they look less scary. Alright, let's be honest. I can't really do this kind of thing, so we need to start with the easiest option. Alright, please don't make fun of me. Now to start out, we are actually going to make our own short crust, what is it called? Pastry. It's been a long day, all right? It's only like 10 a.m. Now this particular basic shortcut crust pastry, that took me 4 times to say, don't even worry about it, I'll cut them out. It only wants 225 grams of plain flour and then some butter. I don't think that will be enough for our mini pork pies, so I'm going to double this whole recipe. Should I be doing that? Honestly, I'm not really sure, but I think I'd rather have more pastry than not enough. All right, so I'm making an executive decision. So that means we want 450 grams of plain flour. Okay, seeing how much flour that is, I am completely second guessing everything I've ever done in my entire life, but let's carry on. Next, we want 200 grams of diced butter. Yum, my favorite. I hope you guys are doing all right. For those who know how to do pork pies, I'm so sorry you have to watch this. I'm sure it's very upsetting, but you know, you live and you learn, and sometimes you just gotta do it really terribly the first time, and I'll get better, I promise. I shouldn't make that promise because that's probably not true. Okay, 200 grams of butter. Delicious. Now we are going to mix this with our beautiful hands until the mixture resembles fine breadcrumbs. Yum! Oh my. Just leave me to it for a little while, shall we? Oh, that's not something that I like the feel of. Okay, so mine doesn't really look like fine breadcrumbs, but honestly I'm getting kind of bored of doing that, so we're gonna move on. We need a pinch of salt. Okay, and then we need 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I forgot we were doubling it, so rather than 3 tablespoons, I've done 6 tablespoons. Now it says mix to a firm dough. Here's the problem. I don't have a stand mixer and I probably never will. So I'm gonna make this motion for a little while and see if we can make some kind of a firm dough, all right? I tried this before and it didn't work, so I don't know why I'm doing it again, because surely I'm gonna get the same result, but here we are, and I still don't have a stand mixer, so what are we gonna do? Who wants this? Alright, so this went just as bad as you kind of expected would go without a stand mixer. It's all kind of crumbly and gross, but I'm kind of using it in a saran wrap ball to kind of like mold it together a little bit better, but it's kind of awful, but we'll just deal with that in a hot minute. Okay, so we need to preheat the oven to 180, but I'm not going to do that until I'm fully finished because it's going to be really annoying hearing that in the background. So next step is we are taking our tin and we need to cut each, okay, hold on, line each hole with a thin strip of baking parchment across the middle so it's long enough that the ends stick out. So in my mind, I was kind of envisioning that we just have one strip, but it's not long enough. So I really have to cut 12 little squares? Come back in a minute, all right? Let me do this. Okay, so I filled my tray with little dabs of butter, and we are sticking all of these down on top of them. I'm assuming so that our pies will pop out easily. Why can't we just use muffin, you know, the little muffin cups? Have you ever had a pork pie in a muffin cup? I would love that, but it's too late. We're doing this. Okay, somehow I cut 13. Don't even worry about it. So we have our little makeshift muffin thingies. Let's put that over here. Now the next step is the one that freaks me out the most. Dreading it, to be honest, and you should be too, because what we are going to do is we are going to roll out 2/3 of the pastry on a lightly floured surface and stamp out 12 10-centimeter circles. Press a circle into each hole. So the rolling out the dough is what frightens me deeply, but it's too late now. So we need the dough. I don't have any cookie cutters or pastry cutters or whatever you call them in this country, but I do have various sizes of glasses, this being the largest one. So I wonder, maybe I should measure that. We might use this as our cutter. Anyway, let's just get organized and get our dough. Let's all just have a moment of silence for what is about to happen. On my Patreon account, where I make other videos, I actually made mince pies one Christmas, and I made my own dough. And so much of that event is blocked out of my mind because it was deeply traumatic and I almost cried. And here I am again, about to make the same mistake, but maybe I won't cry this time. So let's get to it. 2/3 of the pastry. Oh, Lord of the pastry gods, hear my cries. Okay, so our biggest issue is that it doesn't stick together. That's my own fault. We knew that. We knew that was going to happen. It's kind of sticking, which I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest. I'm a little bit shocked that we even have a little bit of sticking. So, if anything, let's just power through this. We need 12 somewhat circles. All right, that's it. We just need 12. Shout out to my sister who bought us these glasses. God bless you. Okay, we've got 2, you guys. We have 2 circles. They're way too big. I guess because it's acting as the bottom and the sides. All right, well, I'll tell you what, these are too thick, but I kind of don't care. All right, we got 4 more of various shapes and sizes and thicknesses. Let's carry on. Okay, so I only wanted to cry about 6 times during that process, but we have this. Now, some are very thick, and some are not perfect circles, and some aren't even close to being circles, but they are all in their tins, and that's all that matters at this point. So, let's put them aside. Next step. Sprinkle a teaspoon of breadcrumbs into the base of each pie. I can do that. Okay, so I didn't do a full teaspoon for all of them. Some of it just looked a bit too much, and I've never followed a recipe in my entire life, and I'm not going to start now. So anyway, that's done. Let's put that down. Next, we are working on our meat filling. So vegetarians, I'm very sorry. This is a meat pie, hence the name pork pie. Now to start off, we want 185 grams of breadcrumbs. That's wrong, actually. Sprinkle 1 teaspoon of breadcrumbs into the base of each pie. Tip the rest of the crumbs into a mixing bowl. So what's 85 minus a teaspoon? Okay, so apparently we only have 25 remaining grams after we do all our teaspoons, so 25. Wonderful, that's too much. Then we are going to squeeze all of our sausage meat, discarding the skins, into our bowl. This particular recipe asks for how many? 400 grams of Cumberland sausages. I went with Tesco's Finest. All of this is courtesy of Tesco. This is not sponsored, I paid for it. but I went to their store. So I guess, thank you, Tesco? Thanks. Can you imagine if I got sponsored by Tesco? Like actually, can you imagine? Does anybody work for Tesco? Let me be your spokesperson. I love to eat, and I love baking things that turn out to be not very good. So we're dissecting all of these sausages, all 6 of them, into our mixture. Okay, so we have our 6 skinless, disgusting looking sausages in there. Then we are also, so this is a pork Cumberland situation, but we also have 200 grams of smoked bacon lardons, which we are just gonna toss in. Next, we are adding mace, pepper, sage, and a little bit of salt. How much of that? That's a good question. A 1/4 teaspoon of each. 1/4 teaspoon of ground mace, 1/4 teaspoon of dried sage, tasty, some black pepper, and a little bit of salt. Get your hands in and mash and squish everything together until the breadcrumbs have just about disappeared. I love the word squish in this context. Absolutely perfect. Anybody want my meatball? That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. Okay, that was gross. Next, we want to distribute our meatness, the meat mush, and pack in firmly and shaping to a dome in the middle. Oh, that's too much. Okay, so I filled them all pretty high, and I still have some left. But to be honest, I don't know if we have enough pastry left to cover these bad boys. So that's an issue that we are gonna face in just a hot minute. But let me just kind of top a little bit some of these up, make them look as close to each other as possible. And we'll just see what happens with our pastry. Okay, so here's our uncovered pies. Heavy. They look pretty tasty, all right? I will say they look pretty tasty. Will they be tasty at the end? Only God knows at this point. So, next steps. We are going to roll out the remaining pastry and make 7-centimeter circles. We're gonna brush with a little egg and add a top to each pie, egg side down to stick. That's a lot of information for my brain. Give me a second. So we got our egg, our beaten egg. What I think I'm gonna do is get all of our tops done, and then I don't have a brush, so I'm just gonna use my fingers to stick them all down. How does that sound? Does that sound reasonable? I certainly hope so, because that's the only option we got right now. Oh yeah, who doesn't love a dough that just breaks apart? Oh God. Okay, for the tops, I'm gonna use this glass. It's a bit, quite a bit smaller. Well, let's just try one. Okay, it's a little bit too small, but it's all we got right now, so we're just gonna use that. And just don't think about it. All right, we need 12 of these. I don't think we're gonna get 12. Oh my God. Starting to panic. It's okay, nothing matters. You see, I could have just bought store-bought pastry. Could have just got the already made stuff, but I said no. I'm not a coward. But I'm kind of feeling like that. I should have done that now. All right, we've got 7 completed. We can do this. I know we can do this. They don't have to be pretty. They were never gonna be pretty. They just need to be closed. All the pies just need to be somewhat closed. You guys, we did it. We got 12 subpar hats for our meat pies. They're all gonna be a little bit too small, but please don't even bother asking me if I care, because I do not. Okay, so we bring our little meat boys over, and now we are going to brush a little egg on all of these, egg side down. I'm just gonna use my fingers. I'm not gonna ask for permission, I'm just telling you, I'm just gonna use my fingers. Here we go, ladies and gents. Here's my pies. Have a look at that. Not the worst things, all right? Be gentle in the comments. But none of my tops really close up properly. Like, there is quite a bit of a gap, which I'm assuming when we cook them, all the meaty juiciness is just gonna like spew out the sides, and they're going to be very messy. But that's okay, I'm not too concerned. So, we are going to preheat the oven finally. We are going to bake for 30 minutes until golden. Then carefully remove them using the parchment. Sit on a parchment lined baking tray. Brush all round the sides with more egg and put them back in the oven for 8 minutes. So I am going to preheat the oven. I'm going to cook these for 30 minutes, and then I will see you guys back here to brush these guys. Come look. They're not terrible, right? But you see the gap where they're not sealed? I don't really care, to be honest. All right, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Bye. I'm hungry. It's been a long time. This whole room smells like bacon sausages. Very smelly, smells fabulous. I'm hungry. It's been a half an hour. So let's pop these bad boys out of the oven. We're almost there, not quite. Oh my God. Have a look at those. Not very brown yet, but we are gonna egg it all up so they're gonna get brown. They are completely open. They're not pies, they're more like burgers. So we pop them out. Can you see? They're burgers. They're not pies. But that's okay. We are all made as individuals. We are all unique, right? That's what makes us special. Something like that. That's what my mom would tell me. Oh my goodness. This is chaos. I will say, while they don't look like a traditional pie, they smell absolutely incredible. And realistically, had I just bought store-bought pastry, we probably would have been all right. And cutters, actually. I need actual cutters. But the inside for these little picnic pork pies, as you've seen, is dead easy. If you want to try it, by all means, learn from my mistakes, okay? That's why I'm here. Not really. But I hope you're having a wonderful time. Let's get that away. Let's pull this nice and center. Next up, we are supposed to egg them. But I don't have a brush, so I was using my fingers. But they're kind of hot. I'm gonna spoon some egg business on these guys. Now you're supposed to get it on all sides, but that's probably not gonna happen, is it? That's fine. Just a little bit on all of them. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that, and to be honest, I'm just getting very hungry. So let's just stop that. And we're gonna put these boys back in the oven for 8 minutes. See you soon, don't go anywhere. Hi everyone, we are back again and I am still hungry. So our pies have been cooking for the last 8 minutes, but I would like you to change your perceived image, your perspective. That's not the words. I want you to change what you think you're about to see. You are not going to see pork pies. Instead, you are going to be seeing pork sliders, mini pork burgers, because that's what they look like. The top and the base don't touch, so they look like little mini burgers, but it's all good anyway, so who cares? Let's go. Can you see that? So they've got weird browning on the top where I haven't brushed them very nice. It just kind of looks like splattered. And they look like mini burgers. None of them are closed. Not a single one. That's okay. Pastry's too thick. That's not surprising. Pastry's too small. Also not surprising. Now I really want to have one hot because they smell so good. But typically you eat pork pies cold, and especially little picnic pork pies, you'd have them cold. I also bought some Hayward's piccalilli just for this. So thank you for watching YouTube ads. You helped me buy this can of piccalilli. For North Americans watching that don't know what this is, I didn't know what it is till I moved here. It is cauliflower, onion, and gherkin in a medium and tangy mustard sauce. So to me, it tastes very pickly and very mustard-y. So what I kind of want to do is I want to have one hot and then maybe check in a little bit later and have one cold with some piccalilli. Let's take this boy right here. Come on, you've been chosen. Come on down. Okay. My pastry is still pretty goopy on the bottom. Does that focus in at all? You can see the feeling that, oh, it's hot. Look at that steam coming through. But we knew the pastry was going to be my downfall no matter what, so I'm not too fussed about it, to be honest. Let's just I just want just a bite. Just give me a bite of something. I'm so hungry. The taste, wonderful. Too much pastry, but we already knew that. The meat filling is so good, and it's got that peppery mace type taste to it, which is super nice. And that part was the easiest part. So I think I would do these again, but I would get store-bought pastry. I'd also make sure they were rolled out better, but I was kind of getting bored with that, so I just sort of rushed it. That shouldn't be a surprise to you. So if I could get the pastry fixed and sorted, these would be perfect. They're not perfect right now, but I wasn't expecting that anyway. Cheers. Man, that is tasty. All right, well, I'm gonna go eat a bunch more of these. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably pop back in a little bit to try a cold one with some piccalilli. But, yum. All right, good job, everybody. Round of applause. If you guys liked this video, even if you hated this video, if you've lasted this long, wow, first of all. If you hated it and you lasted this long, why? Anyway, if you could subscribe, leave a comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff, I really do appreciate it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye! I'm just gonna eat the rest of these, to be honest. Hey, you thought this video was done, didn't you? But it's not. So we need to try a cold one. Yum. We got our piccalilli. I was snacking on it earlier. For people who haven't had it, I find the taste is really strong. Like, it's a really strong, pickly, mustardy taste. And it's got kind of like chunks in it. Let's get some of that in there. Cheers. Wow, it's like significantly better with the piccalilli. I don't know why. It's the perfect balance. Oh man, that is good. I'm stuffed. I'm full of pastry and sausage and bacon and butter. Just a little bit more. All right, I'm leaving for real this time. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, always, truly from the bottom of my heart, I am just a stranger on the internet, just hoping that you're entertained for a couple of minutes. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I'm leaving now. Oh, gonna have another nap, I think. Okay. Bye.